What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, July 28th, 2020, I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today. But you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, ladies and gentlemen, on this hot three H's, hazy, hot, and humid. I think it's close to 100 degrees here in New York City as we got Karen joining us. What's going on, Karen? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. So it was a hot day. It is and still is a hot day here in New York City. So before we begin, because I have a special guest on the hotline today, but before we begin, I always like to state my intentions for Transition Tuesdays. And that's to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transition. So that's what we do here. And speaking of honest conversation, I have live on the Transition Tuesdays hotline my special guest. Special guest, you there, sir?
I am here.
All right. Now, special guest. Now, I know because you're on the road a lot, special guest, you don't get a chance to see my show often, but I bring out my guests the right way. So let me just get a little bio of my special guest here. So my special guest was a great player here in Queens and a great player at Newtown High School. He was a college standout. We're going to be talking about those things. He is a coaching legend and icon here, not only in New York, but abroad. Okay, and this guy, and I clearly call this guy, because I don't call a lot of people this, but I call this guy, this is my brother from another mother. Okay, clearly this guy. So Transition Army, please help me welcome Coach Van Macon to the show. Cool V, what's up, sir?
What's going on, Russ? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing so good, man. Now, V, again, like I mentioned, I know you're on the road a lot, so you don't get a chance to tune into my show every Tuesday. That's okay. We good. But what I do is I like to make my guests feel at home. So what I'm going to do for you, V, I'm going to play you a song, okay? Like kind of like a soundtrack to the streets for Van Macon, okay? And I'm going to talk a little bit about that because guy Van Macon, back in the days, we used to go hang out, maybe go to, a bar, club, or what have you, hanging out. And I know this guy, Van, had this artist in rotation every time we used to leave our place to go home, and every time in his car. Now, I gotta mention, this was always played in his car. So, Van, I want you to hear this song. Tell me if you can identify who I'm playing here, all right? Check it out. Can you hear that, Van?
I can hear it.
All right.
I could have told you was going to play that before you even played it. I knew that's what you was going to do.
Really? All right, cool. All right. Well, let me stress this. And we got Ron LaClario, Cardozo's finest, watching this. What's all going on, Coach? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Well, again, Van, the reason why I'm playing Teddy Pendergrass because that was the soundtrack. And if you know Van, if you were chilling with Van back in the day, Van was going to always play Teddy Pendergrass. And it was like different Teddy Pendergrass. So that's the upbeat Teddy Pendergrass songs in which, maybe we had a good night or what have you. So Van would play this. But Van used to always play this from Teddy Pendergrass. I remember this too, Van.
I remember it. I remember it well.
You remember it well?
I remember it well.
Oh, man. And also, I remember with Van, just hanging with my man, I used to always say to Van, like, Van, do you have another tape that you can play? And Van was like, listen, if I'm driving, you're going to hear what I like hearing. So, Teddy Pendergrass, all those type of songs. And Van, I got to give you a lot of credit, man, because, because of now, the songs that you play from like a Teddy Pendergrass. I remember we used to play Bobby Womack, right? Who else? Isaac Hayes, Hot Buttered Soul. Who else used to play, V? I forget, man.
Oh, man, I played everybody back then.
Yes.
It was,
yep.
I still listen to that. That's pretty much my playlist these days.
That's true. Hey, V, why Teddy Pendergrass? Why'd you have the affinity for Teddy Pendergrass during that time?
I just thought he was just, there was nobody like him.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody with the voice,
mm-hmm.
his style, everything else. I was just a huge Always have been.
Now, you know, the actor and singer Tyrese, I know he had a close relationship with Teddy Pendergrass, and I think he's supposed to be playing Teddy Pendergrass in the movie coming up. Now, do you think, now I know you one of the biggest Teddy Pendergrass TP fans, do you think he can pull that off, Tyrese as Teddy Pendergrass?
I think he probably could, because I think he's a pretty good actor. The storyline is going to matter, but if anybody can pull it off, it's probably him.
Yeah. Gotcha. We got our boy Roger Warren checking us here on Transition Tuesdays. Man, we bringing him out for you, man. I mean, I see Roger once in the blue, but I see Roger's on here today. Cool. Hold on one second. Ooh, almost dropped this here. There we go. All right. So we got that. Who else is watching us here? It's okay. So that's what we got here. Perfect. So TP. All right. Hey, so V, man, I'll be remiss, man. Couple of things. How are you coping? You and your family coping with these two pandemics we got? We got, you know, coronavirus, and also we got this social injustice too. But how are you and your family coping, man, out there?
As far as COVID is concerned, we're just trying to stay safe, stay out of the way. You know, for me, working virtually and things of that nature. Right. And you know, just trying to keep everybody in a positive mindset here. Yeah. And as far as socially, I mean, you know, you on a group text with us. We got a group text amongst the crew. Yep. It's something that's finally come to the forefront again. Yep. It's been a long time. I think people have always kind of left it in the background and haven't paid attention to it and went on about the day. But COVID made everybody sit down and say to themselves, you know what, something ain't right. And now we're seeing athletes and actors and actresses and all kind of people step up, and it's a great thing, and hopefully we're able to make a change here.
Absolutely, man. That is true. That's so true. We got Roger saying, what's up, Russ and Mr. Macon? And we got Chris joining us, Uncle Smoothie Co joining us, and he says, my man, Coach Macon. Cool. Yeah. You know, and you know, like I've been talking to a couple of people, like with this George Floyd situation, it's like a different feel, like, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement. You know, I think with this, and again, I think a lot of times when, you know, we were all home due to COVID-19 to see that. So it's kind of like a different feel on, you know, the social injustice and how we really turn in a corner. What do you think about that, V?
Yep, I think the fact that everybody was home and we were all sitting still and people's lives are on hold for once, because usually everybody's always running around doing their own thing. It kind of shed a light on it, and then to see people's reaction to it, and you know, the biggest thing, I think, when you look at people who are protesting all over the country and stuff like that, we see more white people protesting than minorities these days. Yeah, absolutely. I think they, for the first time, they're awake to the plight of what people are dealing with. And they're standing up and they're speaking up. So I think that's why hopefully this is going to be able to, you know, affect some kind of change.
Yeah, that's true. And you make a good point, V. Like, you know, there's more white people out there in the streets than black people. And I think in this case, in terms of racism, they got to do the heavy lifting. There's nothing we can do. It's like, you know, when they feel like there's an injustice that went down, you know, they have to do the heavy lifting, and they're out there protesting in the streets. And I think that's how you get it done. We got my boy Lenny Pitt LP. We got ASA's AD, Brooklyn's Finest, joining us. We got Lenny Pitt joining us. Cool. Hold on one second. Let me get this here. Yeah, man. Hey, so V, man, good stuff on that. So V, I want to talk to you about, you know, we're going to talk about basketball, you being a basketball coach and stuff like that. But I want to take you back a little bit because I want to lead up to your basketball coaching and everything. So I want to talk about, you know, CYO ball. We're going to talk about high school basketball. We're going to talk about college basketball and what you're doing now. But CYO ball. And if people don't know, like, I've known Van for since I was 9 years old, when I moved from Manhattan to Queens, and Van was the first guy I met. You know, we played CYO ball. Matter of fact, Van's dad, Mr. Macon, he coached me. And I got a story for you, Van. And remember, I don't know if you remember this story, but I'll share it with you. I remember in CYO ball, Blessed Sacrament, that we used to play at, and Mr. Macon was our coach. And I remember Mr. Macon, I want to get your thoughts on it, Van. I remember Mr. Macon used to like scream at Van, like in the games, to be like, Van, come here. Like when somebody's shooting a free throw or what have you. And then Van will run to his dad to see, like, why are you screaming like this? What's going on? Then Mr. Macon used to be like, Van, give Russ the damn ball already. Right? You remember that, Van?
That's 100% correct. I can't argue it. You know, my father, if we didn't have layups, then you had to throw the ball to Russ. Everybody had to get out Russ's way. That's the way we got there.
Oh, man. So that's one story, Mr. Macon. And then another story that I love, we got David Russell. We got St. John's Finest joining us here, Van. Man.
What's going on there?
Yeah, David Russell. He must have knew we had some SJU people here. We also got Leah joining us. What's going on, Engine? Welcome, everybody, to Transition Tuesdays. So that was one great story about Mr. Macon and CYO days coaching. Then another one, V, and you can contest to this story because this is a great story. Now, Van's dad, we used to drive in the vans, and Van's dad was a carpenter. So he used to have all the carpets. He used to have all the tacks inside the van, in which we all had to pile on. And then to the side, he had his golf clubs, right? So Mr. Macon always made this announcement. He said, okay, guys, we're going to pile in here. We're going to head to the game. He says, listen up. He says, there's tacks on there. There's tacks in the back. And there's also my golf course. He says, you can get stuck by the tacks all you want, but I don't want anybody sitting on my golf clubs. Nobody been sitting out on my golf clubs. And we were like, so we were so young back then. We was like, golf, like, what is that? What is this? What are these sticks and all these balls and stuff like that? But I just remember the story, Mr. Macon just say, listen, you can get stuck with those tacks over there, but nobody better not sit on my golf clubs, right, V?
That's 100%. That's right. Can't sit on someone's golf clubs, man. Can't do that.
That's true. Who else we got joining us, man? We got Bonnie Blackman joining us. Welcome, Bonnie, to Transition Tuesdays. Oh, we also got my boy, Matt Fernandez. Do you remember Matt Fernandez from McClancy?
I don't.
Okay, that's okay, because you did transfer from McClancy. We're going to get into that in a second, too, Van. All right? So Chris says Van should have thrown the ball at your head during that time. Yeah, Smooth, I got to agree, man. He probably should have threw the ball on my head. I agree. I wouldn't have been mad if Van did that. I wouldn't have been mad. So we talk about CYO ball. We had a fun time with that. Then you got high school basketball. So I want to share this story with everybody as well. So my freshman year, I go to Powell Memorial High School. So me in Queens, and I'm traveling to Manhattan, Powell Memorial High School. I go there for 1 year. The school closes, the old school, so the school closes. So I was the last year there. Then I decided to transfer closer to home. I transferred to Mount Senior McClancy. Thank God, right? Because one of the reasons why I transferred there, because I know my boy Van was going to be there, right? So I transferred to Mount Senior McClancy, and then Van is at McClancy for a little bit. So what do you do, Van, once I transfer to McClancy? What goes on? What do you do, sir?
I had to transfer, man. Had to go.
You transferred out. So you recruited me to come there, then you transfer. Now, why did you transfer from McClancy?
This was a time for me to go, man. Time for me to go. It worked out well for both of us.
It did. And it definitely did. We got John Lee joining us. What's going on, John? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my Jasper brother. And speaking of McClancy versus Newtown, I got to share this story, Van, okay? So maybe you might remember this. Maybe you might not remember this story. But, okay, I'm a senior. And I think, Van, you a junior, right? I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I'm a senior. Van's a junior. Now, I'm gonna paint the picture here, the scenario here. Now, there's a tournament called the Tip-Off Tournament at Mount Senior McClancy, in which, McClancy, what they do like, they used to do like the old Joe Lapchick tournament, like with St. John's, you're at St. John's, Van, you invite all the patsies in, you get your 2 wins, to start off the year, right? So we knew the whole summer, me and Van knew that we might play each other because Newtown was invited to our tournament. So I got Van Macon the whole entire summer. Man, we gonna beat y'all. We gonna kill y'all, man. We got Omar Icewater Lee. We got the twins, Tom and Terry Fitzsimons. We got Gaston. We got all these guys, Russ. We gonna kill you. So I was like, okay, I got you, Van. I got you. So it shapes out that McClancy plays Newtown in the championship, right? So it's a nip and tuck game. We're going back and forth, scoring. I mean, Van is killing us. I remember my mom was telling me about Coach Kent was saying, the coach of McClancy was saying, we got to stop Van Macon. We got to stop Van Macon. Is that true, Van?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I was playing. I wasn't listening to Mr. Kent.
But I'm sure you heard those stories back in the day, yes?
I'm pretty sure in that decision they didn't put you on me. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen in that whole conversation.
This is true. That's why you were scoring a lot. Well, you know what? If I was on, you probably would have scored more. So we lucked out on that one. So nip and tuck game. We're going back and forth. We just pull out the lucky win, and then so we win the championship. And so again, like I mentioned, Van had a great game. He made I believe you made all tournament team, right, Van?
I don't remember.
Van, you don't
remember we lost.
Van, you don't remember you making all tournament team?
I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't. I got bad memory, man. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, sure. You got a memory like an elephant. Bad memory. Okay, so I'll give you that. Okay, maybe you don't remember, but you did make all tournament team. But let me ask you this, going way back now, okay? You have any idea who got MVP of that tournament by chance?
I know you got MVP because you remind me about it like 10 times a year. Whatever year that was, that's 30 years ago, you still remind about it 10 times a year. So I know you got the MVP.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, just in case, I mean, we had like a little reunion. When you guys played DePaul at the Garden? We met up with Omar Lee and Terry and all those, Tom and everybody like that. So they weren't quite sure. So I just had to remind those guys. So okay, cool. All right, yes. So that's what happened. Okay. So that's high school. Okay.
Past, man. We're all living in the past.
It is true.
The past, right?
You're right. That's right. That we you can't live in that rear view mirror. You're absolutely right. But it's good to shape the context of where we're going at. Okay. So talk to me, Van, about college, your college basketball playing experience. Like after Newtown, talk to me a little bit about your college basketball experience.
I went to Nassau Community College for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And before you go there, V, now I know aren't you a Hall of Fame member there?
I am a Hall of Fame member.
There you go. Okay, I don't want you to gloss over that fact. Continue.
Went there, had a great 2 years, just hung out with good people, loved my coach, then transferred to LIU Brooklyn. My first year there, well, I was only there a year.
Right.
Ended up tearing both my hamstrings.
I didn't know that, Van. Okay. Man.
And then transferring to finish up at Southampton College.
Southampton College, yes. With, you had Jay Honus there, Jay Livingston, Kawan Thomas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was all in.
Man, oh man. Oh, I'll share one story about Southampton one time when I came to visit you, Van. I don't know if you remember this story. I know you guys were living off campus, and I think in a house. And I remember we had to go back to get something in your house. And I remember somebody was trying to turn off and on your light, and it didn't, it wasn't turning off or on, what have you, right? Then next thing you know, it just started flickering and everything. And I think somebody shared with me, like, you guys thought you might have had ghosts in that house.
I remember that one.
You don't remember that? But
I don't remember that one.
I remember running out of there. I know that. I remember running out of there because you guys shared with me earlier about you think the house was haunted. But I just remember that.
I'm sure somebody was messing with you. I don't remember that one.
Probably was, probably was. Hey, so V, so you got college basketball, right? Which is great stuff. Now, how did you get involved in coaching basketball? Like, how did you get your break and started?
Well, I guess when I was still in college, as you know, we got a mutual friend in Rebel. And when I was in college, Rebel asked me to coach some of his teams, some of his younger teams at the time.
Okay.
So I did that a few times in the summers and messing around. And then the other thing in the summers I would do is go work basketball camps.
Okay.
So that just kind of is what got me started. And my college coach,
Mm-hmm.
he at Southampton, he actually left Southampton. He had a job at Farmingdale, which was at the time was a junior college in Long Island.
Uh-huh.
And he hired me
Okay.
as an assistant, as a part-time assistant. That's just kind of how it started. I just kept going from there.
Man. Now, Van, how many years have you been coaching?
I think it's about 24 or 5 now.
Man, oh man. That is big, man. So V, can you do this? Because again, you saying you taking it lightly, saying you don't have a great memory, and you got a memory like an elephant, especially with numbers, man. I don't know what it is
numbers,
with
man. Numbers. I can remember numbers, but I don't remember events.
Well, V, I'm telling you, man, you like Jamaican Archie, man, from Malcolm X, the guy who looked like me, Delroy Lindo, who played Jamaican Archie. This guy, Van, can remember phone numbers and everything like that. I don't know how you do it, Van. But V, can you name all the stops on your college stops? Can you do it like in order? Could you possibly do that? You think you could do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's easy. That's an easy one.
What you get? Start out with your first one.
Farmingdale.
Okay.
Adelphi. Lafayette College. Marist College. Back to Adelphi.
Okay.
Hofstra.
Okay.
Rutgers. St. Louis, and now St. John.
Wow. There you go, V. That's good stuff there, man. Hey, V, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Rutgers situation, right? What went down there and everything like that. And I don't know if I got a chance to talk to you, man, about that, V, about the Rutgers deal, because, a lot of stuff went down with the Rutgers and Mike Rice and the coaches and stuff like that. And, we all saw the videotapes and everything like that. But I got to give you a lot of credit, V. I'm telling you, man. Because a lot of guys was on the video, like the coaches, they was acting a fool and everything. But again, I see my boy Van on the video. Van is always staying calm and composed, like you knew the cameras was on. I don't know what it was, V. But again, man, you were like the calm in that storm, it seemed like, man. Did you ever think that would blow up the way that did, man, at Rutgers?
I mean, not the way it did.
Right.
But, I could tell you everyone that if I make a 3-minute video, we can make a 3-minute video of us right now shooting baskets, and people would think that we can still play Division I basketball. Mm-hmm. A 3-minute video doesn't tell the whole story of what goes on every day.
Yeah.
In a basketball program.
Mm-hmm.
So we all got our bad moments, and obviously some of that stuff was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Mike Rice are actually still friends today. Speak all the time.
Mm.
He was great to me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there was mistakes made, but I don't. If you weren't there day to day, you wouldn't understand how it was. And
right.
And Mike's not a bad guy. He's a little off the wall, but he's actually a good dude.
And, but like me and Mike Rice, man, he went to Fordham, man. So Fordham, Manhattan, there's a little bit of issue there, man. But keep going, V.
Yeah. So I mean, that was the bottom line. And,
yeah.
And it happened, and it was a learning experience for all of us. I learned a ton about a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. And then we just kind of move on from it. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. Definitely.
Do you have like any regrets in the coaching profession, V, since you've been in it all these years?
I don't know that I have regrets.
Okay.
I don't know that I live in a regret world.
Right.
Things happen. You make decisions. You try to do the best you can with the decisions you make. Mm-hmm. In hindsight, sometimes they aren't the right ones, but if you sit around dwelling on things that maybe didn't go the way you planned, then you can't move forward. So
definitely.
I don't really get into all of that. Mm-hmm. I'm worried about what I got going on right now, what we're trying to do today.
Right. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, Van, so, you're one of those master coaches, man. You a life of your basketball life. I mean, you've been around basketball, man, probably ever since you can crawl, probably, knowing you and your family and everything. But, and I think in some people's eyes, they see you like as that, not only that coach, but that master recruiter. That person that can get into somebody's home and recruit that kid. So how does someone like yourself become that master recruiter?
I don't think there's anything considered a master recruiter. We're only as good as the last person you try to get.
Okay.
And honestly, I in recruiting, you can't get too high or too low.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're going to win some battles and everybody's going to praise you. And then when you lose a battle, everybody's going to talk about you like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
So every year is different. Every kid is different. You just got to try to put your best foot forward. And if you get a kid, then you got to do your best job with them. And if you don't get them, then you got to move on and try to get somebody else.
Definitely.
It's always, and it's always, recruiting is different than it was when I started.
Yeah.
Obviously, recruiting right now is completely different because we can't see anybody play. We're doing all these Zooms and virtual things, and so you got to try to adapt with the times as much as possible and keep pushing along.
Absolutely. Yep. We're gonna get into recruiting in a second there, V. So we got Maggie Castro joining us. What's going on, Maggie? We got our boy Vincent joining us. Vincent Benito joining us, V. We got some heavy hitters coming to bat for you, Van.
You didn't get on Vincent for transferring from McClancy. Why you ain't getting on him?
That's true. You're right. Yes, Vincent. I should get on your ass now. That's right. You Vamoose too. Yes. I come into McClancy and these guys jet out of there. You're right, Van. Thank you for that, Van. I almost forgot about that. See, your memory is good. See that? Hey, so V, you talk about recruiting. So the biggest difference now, recruiting back then, now is like, more technology. Again, you can see, you don't have to necessarily, pre-COVID-19, you didn't have to necessarily like keep traveling here and there and everywhere because you can just see people on like YouTube or video, right?
Well, I've always preferred to see people in person.
Yeah.
And I can't do it now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think video always tells the whole story.
Okay.
You got to be able to sit there and watch how somebody plays and how they compete, and how they deal with good things and bad things in the game and facial expressions, and you just can't see all those things on film. So
yep.
So it's a little difficult right now, but we're making the best of it.
Definitely. Hey, so Smooth says Coach Macon is an excellent evaluator of hidden talent. So that's what Chris says. Yeah, because you got to be that. You got to have that knack of like that hidden talent, that diamond in the rough type of kid as well. And Chris also Smooth wants to know for you then he talks about what about that damn transfer portal. So Van, like for people who don't know what the transfer portal is, can you talk a little bit briefly about what exactly is this transfer portal that seems to be like overtaking college basketball, like by storm? Can you talk to us a little bit about what the transfer portal is?
I mean, it's just when guys now, when you want to transfer, you used to have to go to your coach and talk to your coach, and your coach would have to release you.
Right.
And all of those things. And guys don't have to do that anymore. Now what they do is they just send an email to your compliance person.
Okay.
And within 48 hours, you have to get your release. And then you go into the transfer portal, and then everybody in the country, we all can see who hits the transfer portal.
Wow.
So it's no longer like word of mouth or this or that. It's you hit the portal, and now we all can see everybody else's transfers.
Man. Okay. So so for example, Van, so let's say I'm playing at Manhattan, right? So I had eligibility, I'm playing at Manhattan. So let's say I'm like, okay, I'm not happy maybe with my day or whatever. So I can literally like just talk to the compliance person and be like, hey, look, I'm thinking about transferring. And then I can do that, and then
you have to put a written request into the compliance person, and in 48 hours you're gonna get your answer back, which will put you into the portal.
Okay, good. Okay, so can the school deny you being in the portal? Can they do that?
No, we cannot.
Okay, gotcha, man. So this is almost like almost like entering hardship for the NBA draft. It has that type of feel to it a little bit.
I mean, it gives the kids power. It's for years everyone has said the kids don't have enough say so in what they got going on. And this gives you say so where you don't have to deal with coaches or nothing like that. You can just go and get it done.
Yeah.
And in 48 hours, you hit the portal, your information's on there, and people can start contacting you.
Wow. So I would imagine as a coach, V, so would that sometimes maybe take you guys as a coach by surprise? Or like would you be surprised like with some players might be doing that? transferring maybe from a school and being part of that portal? Would that take you as surprise?
They don't have to notify us now. Once they notify compliance is going to notify us. Such and such, Russ Williams is requested to enter the transfer portal.
Oh, okay.
And then obviously over the next 48 hours, if it's somebody that we're trying to keep, then we'll have a discussion with them about what's going on and stuff like that.
Okay.
And if they want, they can pull their name back and then not hit the portal, or they can just wait out the 48 hours to hit the portal.
Oh, okay. Cool. We got my man Neil O'Sullivan joining us. What's going on, Neil? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. So here's a scenario, V. So what happens if I put my name in the portal, right? Get the 24 hours. The school allows me that information. Okay, I'm in Manhattan College. So let's say my name is in the portal. No one selects me. Can I come back to my school, or is it going to be some There's going to be some resentment, right?
We don't have to honor your scholarship because you released yourself from your scholarship.
Whoa. Okay. So I might not have a scholarship with Manhattan if I did that. So okay, man, that's okay. So that's the chance that you take. That's interesting, man. We're gonna have more talking about the transfer portal. Thank you, V, for breaking that down for me as well. So that's very interesting. Yeah, you have the power. Like, I guess the players have the power, but again, if you're not picked up, that the school has the right not to bring you back. Are you finding that? Do you see that a lot, V, like across the country with this transfer portal? I would imagine these players are getting picked up, right?
A lot of them are. I mean, there's so many kids in the portal. There's probably 900 to 1,000 kids in the portal.
Okay.
So obviously, I'm from all over the country, so I'm obviously not paying attention to everybody.
Right.
But some kids are moving up, moving down.
Yep.
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah, man, it definitely is, man. That's pretty straight. Yep. I need to have a show, man. I probably need to have you back, V, on having a panel discussion on the portal, the transfer portal. So hang tight with that. When you're off the road and doing stuff, we'll have you back here on Transition Tuesdays. Yeah, man. Hey, so V, man, couple of things, man. I want to talk about friendship. All right, I want to talk about friendship, and I was thinking about this, Van. I don't know if you know that, because we've known each other since I was 9 years old, right? Do you know, Van, it was only one day, just one day, that you and I weren't friends? I don't know if you remember that day. Do you remember that day, V?
Is that the day you left me in the club? Is that the day?
No. Oh, no. We'll talk about that one. No, this is when we were. No, this is when we were earlier. This is when we was earlier. So, Van, here was the scenario, man. It had to be, maybe I was 10 or 11, right? And I remember you and we were walking.
In a few days, because I'm thinking about the time you ran into that thing on the Triborough Bridge, and I didn't want to be your friend after that either.
Well, okay, we'll talk about that, but this isn't the time, though. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Yeah, I forget that much.
No. We'll talk about. We'll get back to that, man. We'll get back to that. I promise. But again, I just remember the one day we were not friends. I remember you and me, Van. We was on 34th Avenue. We were walking. And I don't know what happened. You and I got in a heated argument. I think I was saying, man, I don't want to be your friend. And I think, Van, you saying, I don't want to be your friend either. Okay, good. So we stepped off. Then the next day, I think I might have called you, Van. I said, Van, what you doing, man? He said, nothing, man. Let's go play ball. Good, cool. And that was it.
I don't remember that one.
That was it. So let's get back to the scenario you talked about, how I left you in the club, okay? And I want to paint the picture, and you can elaborate on it too, Van, okay? So this is back in the days. Myself, me, Van, and our boy Reggie was with us that night too. So you're in the club, we're having a good time, and the club is about to spill out. So I remember telling Van and Reggie, I said, guys. Because I was driving that night. This was one of the nights I was driving that night, so I didn't have to hit Teddy Pendergrass, all right? But so I was driving that night. So I said, okay, guys, give it a once-over. Give the club a once-over. And then again, you give it the once-over. I'm going to be in this spot here, guys. Give it the once-over, okay? Once you do that, then we're going to jet out. So I give it the once-over. I gave Van and Reggie 10 or 15 minutes to do once-overs, right? They did it. They were standing this and that. I told them, I said, guys, man, I gave it a once-over, so I jetted. So I went home. Is that correct, Van? Is that how the story went?
The bottom line is, you don't leave nobody behind. It was like 0 degrees outside, bro. And me and Reg had no way to get home, man. You can't leave dudes behind. That's the moral of the story, is don't leave nobody behind, man.
You were right. You were right. And what you tell me, Van, you said you would have came and you would have approached me, but you know my mom, I was there with my mom at the time, and you didn't want that smoke with my mom, right?
I had to keep ready from going up to your apartment.
I know.
Looking for you.
I know. I apologize then, and I apologize now. You're absolutely right. You can't do that, man. When you got your boy, you come with your boys, you gotta leave with your boys. That's the way it is. You're right. You're absolutely right, man. And Lenny says Russ always leaving somebody at the club. No, I don't always. That was only happened one time, Lenny. That was it that I can remember. All right. We got Kenneth joining us. What's going on, Kenneth? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. So, man, hey, so we're talking friendship, V. So, in your opinion, what constitutes being a good friend, in your opinion?
Just being there for somebody.
Okay.
You know, good, bad, and different.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that people can count on.
Yeah.
And you can count on them.
Yep.
That ain't always gonna be perfect.
Yep.
But you know, you're gonna go through experiences together that hopefully bring you guys close together.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys grow together.
Yep.
I mean, it's you know, I've had the same friends damn near my whole life, so
yeah,
I'm probably luckier than most.
Yeah, definitely.
When it comes to that.
Definitely, man. And I don't know, Van, if I ever got a chance to tell you this, man. Like for me, guys, I don't know if you guys know my story. You probably hear more of my story, but I was in a deep spiral, maybe 2 years ago, in terms of my marriage and everything and everything like that. So, it's friends like my boy Van, my friend, my brother from another mother, man, my friend to the end. Here's a guy who, my journey back from New Orleans here, Van, and Van, I want to thank you, man. I want to publicly thank you for literally almost saving my life, man. Helping me get here, having those candid, tough discussions with me when I was down in New Orleans. How you was talking about, hey, look, Russ, man, you need to get back here to New York, to help and support your mom. Get together with your base, because your base is here in New York. So, Van, and again, me getting here, with the hotels and everything, you helping me out with that, man. I can never repay you on that, man. And it made our friendship even stronger. I consider you a brother of mine, not even a friend of mine. You're like my brother, So I just want to personally thank you on that, man. So what you're saying is, definitely a point.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I always got your back.
Definitely. Yep. Me too. I got your back as well, too, V. I appreciate that. Hey, so V, man, a couple of things, man. So what do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions about Van Macon?
Shoot, I can't tell you.
Okay.
I don't know if the people have that strong of an opinion, because I don't talk to many people. Other than messing with you, Cat.
Right.
I don't mess around with too many other people. So
right. Yep.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You would probably have to get that up before me.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna give a big misconception. Don't get angry at me either, Van. Okay. So we got Tom Singer joining us. Tom says, Russ, say hi to Van for me. So we got Tom Singer with Clancy's finest.
I remember Tom Singer.
Yes, you remember Tom?
I do remember.
You remember Tom, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Biggest misconception of Van Macon. All righty. Now with Van, people probably think Van is like a rigid guy. Probably like, a guy like if you don't know him, you probably think, Van's a jerk. Van's an asshole. That's a misconception. Now, Van, don't get mad at me, okay? Because that's a misconception of Van Macon. Because the Van I know, when you know Van, you got a friend for life. This guy will give you the shirt off his back, and that's Van. So that's the biggest misconception that I can think of, V.
I appreciate that.
No problem, man.
I've never been too concerned about what other people think.
I know that too. I know that too. I understand that. We got Annette joining us. What's going on, Annette from the D? What up, though? We got Alexander joining us as well. What's going on, Alexander? I think Alexander might be a newbie to the show. Cool. Welcome each and everybody to Transition Tuesdays. Love having you guys coming on. As we got my man here, my brother from another mother. Got basketball's coaching's finest. We got Van Macon with us today. Hey, so Van, man, getting back to basketball, what are some of the challenges you find as coaching college basketball today?
Social media is probably the hardest thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Get bombarded by so many people.
Yeah.
And so many different things. It's hard for them to stay grounded and stay focused on what you're trying to get them to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing. I think sometimes people forget that these guys are amateurs.
Yeah.
They aren't pros.
Right.
Even though, at a place like St. John's, they're on the stage, they're on TV all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're still kids.
Yeah.
And I think people lose sight that sometimes you're talking about an 18 to 19-year-old kid who has a million people watching him play in the game and another 1,000 people reaching out to him, and it's not easy for them to manage that in the day-to-day life, especially if you don't have a great background.
Yeah.
Between family and coaches and things of that nature, it can be a little overwhelming for some guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And I could imagine people in your ear, and that'll lead you to that transfer portal. Hey, you shouldn't be here. You should be here. You know what I mean? I could imagine that's a hassle as well. That could be like, a challenge as well. Yeah.
Yeah. It ain't easy. It's not easy for these guys. And I got to take my hats off to them because most of them handle it really well, but some of them do struggle with it.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning.
Definitely. Yeah, man. And so that's a couple of challenges there, man. But I mean, you've been doing it for so many years. I guess you got to adapt to your environment and everything too. And do you find that, is it still, because again, it's always a problem, even back when we played or what have you in the 90s and stuff. For parents, I guess, guardians and everything like that. Is that still a challenge as it was back then?
Yeah. I mean, as more and more people make money at it, and the money keeps going up, more and more people think they need to get their hands to it.
Yep.
Instead of worrying about just trying to get these guys through.
Yeah.
Trying to let them be young men first, and if it was meant to be, it'll happen.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, man. So that was a couple of challenges. Hey, Van, we've been reminiscing today, man, going down memory lane, and I appreciate you coming on today, V. But V, I want to share this story with you. I want to share the Barry story with everybody. You mind if I share that story? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. No.
Oh, you don't know that story? Okay. All right. So again, the travels of Van and myself and, everybody like that. So I remember Van used to have a friend in the city who used to bartend. And so before we made our rounds into the city, we used to always, go to this person's, bar, have a couple of drinks, pleasantries and stuff like that. So I remember Van was talking to this particular person, and she was talking to Van. She said, "You know what, Van? I know you're into basketball." She says, "Hey, my brother is into basketball too. I think you guys have hit it off. I think at the time he was going to Columbia University and everything." She goes, "Yeah, my brother Barry, you guys can hit it. I think you guys are gonna hit it off, man. Again, he loves basketball." So to everybody out there, Barry was who, Van? Who was Barry? Who was the young lady talking about who her brother was? Who was Barry, sir?
That was President Obama.
That was President Obama, huh? Man, oh man, that was President Obama. So man, that is a funny story there. We got Bill Kelly joining us. What's going on, Bill? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. We also got Larry joining us as well. What's going on, Larry? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. So man, she was talking about that was her brother who played basketball. He was at Columbia at the time. Man, that's just crazy stuff, man. I remember you shared that story with us, man. That's why I had to share it with everybody. Excuse me. We got Gina, my sister cuz, joining us. What's going on, sister cuz? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Man. Hey, so V, I know you are a big time, a huge family guy, man. So what does family mean to you, V?
Basically the same thing I said about friendship.
Yeah.
You know, I consider my really good friends my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just trying to be there for them and help them through the tougher times. You know, when everything is good, everybody's feeling good about stuff. But the tough times is when people got to stand by you and try to help you get through it.
Yep.
And try to figure it out.
Yep.
You know, just trying to figure it out. As you know, it's never easy, and every day is a fight.
Yep.
But you know, if you got people fighting, you know, with you instead of against you, then you know you got a chance.
Definitely. We got my man Tommy Studevant joining us from North Carolina. What up, Gizmo? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. All right. Hey, was going to ask you, V. So you talked about family, and I know you got your regular family and you got your basketball family too. Sometimes they substitute for your regular family because a lot of times you spending more time with your basketball family than you do your own family. So, you know, that means a lot. So, V, I want to talk to you. I know you've been coaching 20 plus years in the business. And I want to talk to you about making the NCAA tournament last year at St. Louis, man. How was that a thrill for you? Because I remember, you know, you guys won the tournament, what's the tournament? It's escaping me right now, V.
Atlantic 10.
Yeah, Atlantic 10, right. Atlantic 10 at the Barclays. And again, I was there all those days, man, that you guys were doing your thing and won the championship, won the chip, man, got a chance to play in the NCAA tournament and, you know, coaching the NCAA tournament. How was that thrill for you, man, at St. Louis when you guys won the championship, the unexpected championship, right?
I think, you know, we had been picked to win the league before the year, and then we kind of went through some stuff during the middle of the season and kind of fell off a little bit. But you know, for those dudes to go out and there were some of those guys we played damn near 40 minutes for 44 straight days.
Yes.
And for those dudes to compete like that, you know, I was happy, but I was so proud of them. Just because, you know, we weren't a deep team and you know, we were playing four games in 4 days, and those guys just had a will to win that was you know, when they got to Brooklyn, that was just second to none, and it's a memory I'm always going to cherish, and I'm always going to have a connection with those guys. You know, due to that.
Great, man. Do you get a chance to talk to Coach Ford and stuff like that, like in your passing and any of the players?
I talk to Travis all the time.
Okay.
I speak to a few of the guys here and there.
Okay.
You know, and it's a bond we're always going to have. You know, I speak to the other guys on the staff that were there. We talk all the time. So, those are guys who, you know, I consider Travis will be a friend of mine for life.
Great.
I had a great experience with him, and that whole staff our staff was tremendous.
Yeah, and that was a great memory, man. You guys, you know, at the Barclays winning the championship. And it's one thing that, you know, we talk about family, V, and I had an opportunity to do this for you guys. The one moment I remember was your son Mel cutting down the nets. And I was able to take a picture of that, man. Thank God I did. And I got that to Pam, man. Talk to me about that, V. I would imagine that's probably a memory that you know, that's something that you can really cherish because we talked about family earlier.
Well, you know what? I went to Travis and I asked him, I said, hey, man, I'd like for Mel to cut my piece of the net.
Ooh, okay.
Because Mel is you know, he was around the team every day.
Yep.
He was always in the gym. He was always pumping those dudes up. He was a great ambassador. He still walks around in his St. Louis stuff. Sometimes I gotta get on his ass about it. He still got all the St. Louis gear. He still watches every game. And Travis is just so him and his family were just so great with Mel. And that's a memory I hopefully, you know, Mel cherishes. I know I cherish it.
Yes.
For him to be able to get up on that ladder and cut a piece of that net.
Yes, absolutely, man. He was so happy cutting that on that net too, man. That was such a thrill. Just witnessing that, man. Hey, V, we got Eric Campbell joining us here on Transition Tuesdays. E. Campbell, man, you are bringing them out, V.
We bringing it back. We bringing it back now, huh?
We are, man. We are bringing it back. Hey, so V, just a couple more questions for you, man. How has your experience been at St. John's thus far at the historic St. John's University? How has it been coaching there, man? Because you got great coaches from Connor Seca to Ron Rutledge, all those guys, Brian Mahoney, all those guys. How has your experience been at St. John's so far?
So far, it's been tremendous. The people have been great. The people received Coach Anderson great.
Yeah.
I think New York has gotten behind us as far as the way we play and the kind of coach and person that Coach Anderson is. So far it's been pretty good.
Okay.
But as you know, we gotta keep pushing forward and we gotta get better.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, winning is the name of what we do. So we're trying to build the program to have sustained success instead of St. John's has been kind of all over the map the last 10 or 15 years, where they have a great year, bad years, great year, bad year. So we're just trying to stabilize it and getting it to where it was when we grew up.
Yeah.
St. John's was good every year.
Absolutely. Yes.
That was just the way it was. It was a foregone conclusion that St. John's was going to be good.
Yeah. Yep. Do you now have like alumni? Like we had David Russell was on here, like a great player at St. John's. Do you have alumni? Do they still make contact with you guys as coaches? Just reaching back out to the program.
Yeah, we have some, and then we've tried to build the fences, and obviously now, the last 3 or 4 months has been, or whatever it's been, 5 months has, it's kind of been tough, but we're trying to get those guys to come back, and because like David Russell, I mean he's a part of history of a great part of St. John's history.
Definitely,
we need these guys, and Boo Harvey's in the games, and Jason Williams has been the game.
Okay.
And so, getting those guys back and having them be a part of it feel great about the program again. Is paramount. To me, as a New Yorker, I know what St. John's means to the city.
Yes.
I know what it does. It galvanizes everybody. If St. John's is good, everybody's feels like the Knicks.
Yes.
The Knicks are playing well, and it's been so long since they have. When the Knicks win 3 games in a row, everybody in the city's running around crazy because they're happy.
Yep.
St. John's is kind of in that same boat. So, from my point of view, I'm just trying to help New York get back on its feet and be proud of a basketball program again.
Definitely, yeah. And I, like yourself, Mike Anderson, I had the pleasure of meeting him through you, which was great, man. He's a great guy, he seemed like just a great guy, a hard worker. I love his accent too, but he hired a guy like yourself who knows New York, back and forth, who knows basketball. I know I can just like regionalize you, you know what I mean? But he has you in his corner, man, which is a great thing, man. So I would imagine, he likes that too. And you guys have a good working relationship as well, right, V?
Yeah, we have a great relationship. It's been pretty seamless.
Yeah.
It kind of hit the ground running. So hopefully we'll get the chance to get running again.
Yeah.
Sometime in the near future.
Definitely. So V, do you think St. John's, the Red Storm, is going to play against the Jaspers and Draddy? Can we set that game up, man?
Absolutely not.
You're not going to do that for me? So I could be in the stands?
Nope.
Wearing my green?
Nah. Nope. We're not doing that one. That one's off the table, man. So you can put that one away. That one ain't going to happen.
You can put that away? Because you know what? The last time I remember St. John's played at Draddy, we did a home and home, and that's when Jason Williams was playing. So that was back in the day. So, I believe that's the last time we saw St. John's at Draddy with Luke on the second, the whole 9. Okay, so we're not going to see that.
No, we're not going to see that one.
So, V, speaking of...
We just get the college basketball here.
and that was going to be my next question, Van. Do you think we're going to see college basketball this year?
I hope so. I hope so. Okay. I don't think anyone can give a definitive answer.
Yeah.
We're all day to day when it comes to college sports.
Right.
You see Major League Baseball had their hiccup now this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And and that every time somebody experiences a hiccup, it's just gonna. I think it just make it harder for the next group of guys who are trying to put stuff together.
Yeah. Yep.
Obviously, the fall sports in college got to go first, and a lot of people have canceled fall sports already.
Yeah.
But football is still out there, and we'll see how football is able to navigate this before we get to us.
Yeah, definitely. Hey V, let's say if you were an NBA player, right, and you were part of that bubble going on, do you think you would participate in that, or how would you think you would feel like, being part of that bubble? Because it seemed like a crazy scenario. I mean, I don't know if you saw Lou Williams. He got out of the bubble and he went to Magic City in the ATL, and he said he was just getting some wings, I think it was. Because what I hear, V, I don't know, but what I hear is they say these strip clubs got the best food, and that's what I heard though too. But that's what I hear.
I'll put it to you this way: if I needed the money, I'd be inside the bubble. That's just if you're trying to make a living,
right?
And obviously for NBA players or any professional, you have a limited shelf life.
Yep.
So to give a year away and to give a year's salary, you can't ever get that back. So I don't, and there's some people who don't do it and they say, hey man, I'll give it up. More power to them.
Yep.
Me personally, I would say I'd probably be in that bubble, and try to keep getting my checks.
Yeah, definitely, man. And it seems like the bubble, you're safer in the bubble than you are out. I mean, because there has been no cases of coronavirus for the people who've been in there. So, I mean, you're safer, you're better off being there, I think, than just being in the outside world.
I mean, I'm sure the NBA securities, I've heard, are second to none in the world. So I'm sure they've got all kind of checks and balances there. And if everyone follows the rules, then it maybe just some of us hope that we can move forward with some kind of sports.
Definitely,
But we need the NBA to succeed. I'm going to tell you that. That's going to be important for all of us.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that's a long stretch. I mean, they're going to be going all the way to October. So yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. Yep. Hey V, I got two more questions for you, man. And again, I appreciate you coming on too, man. Because again, my boy Van doesn't do things like this, man. That's why I was shocked. I almost fell off my chair when he agreed to do this, man. So I'm glad to have you, V. So check this out, V. Here's a question for you. Here's a scenario. Okay, if you had to take one friend with you on an island, right? Who would that friend be, and why would you take that particular friend?
Well, does my wife count as a friend? She my wife.
Nah, she doesn't count. We know that's a given. We know you would take your wife. We know you'll take Pam. We know that. But you gotta give me another friend. So I got.
So my son don't count either, huh?
I can't do son either. No, you can't do son either.
Man, that's a tough one, man.
I know.
Man, answer that one.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. I got a lot of good dudes in my stable, man. I got a lot of good dudes.
Yep. I know. But I just had to ask you that. So with that, okay, but so let's say you take that particular imaginary friend with you, right? And you just have one CD to play, right? On that island that you're going to be bumping all the time, V. Who would that artist be?
Just an artist or a CD?
Well, give me an artist first and then a CD. Or it might be totally different people.
The artist is Teddy Pendergrass, but if you told me there's only one CD...
Only one CD, yes.
I'm going to tell you, man, I love the Superfly soundtrack, man.
Ooh.
The Mighty Superfly soundtrack.
Curtis Mayfield. Hey, V, because you were bumping Curtis Mayfield, again, I ain't know nothing about Curtis Mayfield until you were bumping that. But again, Curtis Mayfield's one of the most underrated guys. Like his music, man, from like before he passed and like the other old stuff when he was with the Imperials and all that stuff. I think it was it Imperials or Impressions? I forget who he's with. Impression, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yo, man, he is underrated, man. I got him on Tidal, like, and I got him on like on the playlist and everything. Curtis Mayfield and that soundtrack from Superfly bumps all the time, man. Okay, so Superfly, that's the time. Okay, cool. All right, V, last questions for you, man. We're going to play words associations with you, okay? So I'm going to say a word, and then I want you to say the first thing that pops in your mind. All right, V?
Yep.
Okay. Queens, New York.
Corona.
Corona? The virus or Corona Queens?
Corona Queens, man.
Okay, just checking. All right. Basketball.
St. John.
St. John, there we go. I like that answer. Music.
I would probably say soul music. That would be the first thing that comes to my mind.
First thing that came to your mind, soul music. Favorite movie.
Favorite movie. I hate to say it.
What you got?
No, you know what? My favorite movie is probably The Mac. It's probably my favorite movie.
The Mac.
That's right.
Wow. Okay, V. So I'm gonna test your Mac skills on the movie. Give me one line from the Mac. One of your favorite lines from the Mac.
I ain't no track star. I don't want to curse. I don't want to do the curse part.
You can curse on it, boy. You don't have to. No. You a coach. No, I don't want you to curse. Okay.
Richard Pryor said he wasn't a track star.
Oh, man.
In the movie.
Really? I ain't no track. Okay, got you. All right. And then the last word for us today, V, friendship.
Lifelong.
Lifelong. Cool, man. You know, V, we're going to end it off at that, man. Hey, Van, you are my lifelong friend. Again, man, you ain't my friend. Yeah, you my brother, man. You know, you my brother, man. You know that. You talked about friendship, man. Again, I thank you, man. I mean, you and some others, but you personally, what you have done for me, you know, you have really saved my life, man. And, you know, I just want to let you know that if I haven't told you about that, you know, because of your friendship, I value your friendship, man, from 9 years old, getting that one fight that one day, and then we continue on, you know what I mean? So it's nothing like friendship, my man. Van, I love you, my brother, man, and I appreciate you for coming on Transition Tuesdays, my man. I gotta have you back on again when we talk about the portal transfer. I'm gonna definitely have you on, man. But I love you, my man, and I'm glad you joined us today, my man.
Love you too, Russ.
Cool.
I get at you, bro.
Cool, no problem. Thank you, V.
All right, Russ.
All right, later, man.
Later.
All right. That was basketball coaching extraordinaire Van Macon, which that was my brother from another mother. No doubt about it, man. Thank you, Van, for coming on today. Hey, so ladies and gentlemen, if we were able to make you laugh, smile, or think today during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory here today. Be it big or small, celebrate your victory. As we have Anna joining us today. What's going on, Anna? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. This is the first time we have Anna joining us today, so welcome to you. Vincent says, good stuff. Proud of y'all. Proud of you too, Vincent. And Vincent, I need to get at you, man. You did leave me at McClancy too. I'm glad Van reminded me of that. We're gonna talk about that, Vincent. We got to talk about that, man. As Vincent has a son, an amazing son who plays at the University of Oklahoma football. He's going to be in the pros. He's going to be in the NFL soon. I mean, he's going to do his thing. He's going to do his thing when they return back to University of Oklahoma. So thank you, Vincent, for coming on, brother, and coming on. I'm proud of you too, my man. Proud of you too. Hey, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for you watching Transition Tuesdays today. We had a great time today. And if you haven't been following, please follow me on Instagram at rwilltransitions. That's rwilltransitions with an S. And also, you guys can get my book. I do have a book out, Transition Game Plan, Simple Steps to Achieving Personal Success. You can go to Amazon.com, get the book, pick that up. Or I can always send you a copy, a signed copy. Just inbox me and I can show you how I can go about getting that in your hands. Love to do that for you. If you see that picture up there, see that great portrait there? That's done by my daughter, Anissa. If you go to Facebook and you go to Art by Anissa, that's ANISA. You can pick up a piece like that and many others, okay? My daughter, my youngest daughter, is a talented artist, a budding entrepreneur. So make sure you go to Art by Anissa and pick up your portrait today. We got Kathy joining. What's going on, Kathy? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Love having you on, Kathy. A little bit late, but you have made it, and I appreciate that. Definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we always say in parting, Happy transitioning, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Praying for you all. Take care.